Hello everyone, hopefully this is working. It said it couldn't upload the thumbnail. Howdy safety man. So I'm here at the Brazoria County Courthouse in Angleton, Texas. I'm doing a little mission here to document government breaking the law. Howdy sound minds, Kevin 213. Freddie. Sounds like the fire department got a call somewhere. Peglade says, good afternoon, Justin. Good afternoon. JFO News, howdy. Joe Wilbank, howdy. Let's see, there's some sort of, let's see what this is. Canada Canine, Patrick, howdy. Okay, there's some sort of thing here for Brazoria County Child Protective Services 2018, April Child Abuse Prevention Month. There's 608 confirmed victims and 4 child fatalities of abuse and neglect. I don't know if that's, I guess, last year. And I guess those little win things are for each child. And this is a pretty big county, so I'm just going to go and assert that 608 is nowhere near the number of abused children. But, you know, that picture is a good start. It's a start. 4 is definitely 4 too many, and 608 is too many as well. All right, I thought a moment of silence was appropriate. So anyways, if you have not already subscribed to my other channel, it's called Justin Pulliam IRL Live. There's a link to one of the videos in the description of this one. Please subscribe. Please help me get up to 1,000. I was going to do this stream over there, but I was denied. I was denied because of not having 1,000 subscribers. Please chat if y'all are still here. I got a phone call and it messed up my stream. Dang it. Jenny Jones says, how many were in CPS at the time? Well, isn't that the question? Well, it's both that, it's the okay, good, everyone's still here. Sorry about that. It's the foster care system and all of that, and temporary care and all that. It's some of those placements and families are not good. So what I'm doing here is gathering some pictures. So I'm going to take pictures too. And documentation of the illegal weapons bans in the county. They say if you're with a prohibitive item or whatever, blah, 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 you'll be arrested. Isn't that cute? Somebody stopping and taking a few pictures while I'm at these various entrances and signs. And so in Texas, you're like, well, hey, why get a license to carry? You know, Second Amendment. Why would you beg for permission? Well, I certainly agree with all these, but I'll tell you why I have a license to carry, and there's a good reason to have a what's going on in Tomball. I'm not looking at the chat right now. I'm taking these pictures, but it's if you have a license to carry in Texas, what you can do is file these complaints to the Attorney General's office if they illegally ban guns. And you know, they're illegally banning not just guns but knives, and it's the new law that unless it's a big knife like over 5.5 inches, you can, you know, you should be able to bring it anywhere. So a guy submitted a complaint about these signs, and of course they didn't take them down, and these a-holes, they don't even respond. You write them a letter, your government doesn't even respond, even to say, hey, we got your letter. So this is one of the entrances, and there's 2 buildings that I'm going to be checking out. So I think these are, I don't know what all these are about. Maybe those 608 are just their cleared cases, no telling. And they have a little war memorial over there. Someone's done an audit out here. I think it may have been Patrick. And actually, I don't know what it may be under, like Brazoria County Courthouse audit or Angleton audit. But you ought to watch it. The deputies were giving them, it was right over there where I started. The deputies were giving them all sorts of crap. So that would definitely be an audit to go check out. Of course, after I'm done being live. Thank you everyone for tuning in, by the way. If you have not yet subscribed to my new channel, Justin Pulliam IRL Live, please help me get up to 1,000 so I can not have to go live on this big channel for most of the stuff. If you want to see just what I'm up to doing activism, and sorry guys, I've just been so swamped and not everything I do is stuff that can be live while I'm doing it. But I would like to go live more on that IRL channel and sometimes in the field, but right now it won't let me. I know I can do Streamlabs or whatever, but sometimes you just don't want to go through all that effort. I think someone said I missed the name, but someone's a subscriber there. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Let's see, frame up the shot here. Oh, this is interesting. I may have actually done something to the signs on this one. Let's see what we have. I don't see any 30.6 or 30.7. Wow, did they? Oh, no. Oh, it's a fake out, guys. It's a fake out. And this is what government does. See, nothing about this says court. It's just a county building. You see on the left, it says State of Texas, County of Brazoria. At the top, Brazoria County West Annex. Brazoria County West Annex. Walking up, you know, someone who knows the law, who's done training would, you know, think, you know, things like, you know, this isn't court stuff. There's an engineering vehicle. See any other Mark County vehicles? But the point is that, you know, you just walk in without, if you got to check in, they do this, they hide them, they put them on the walls, they put them down low. You'd get in a lot of trouble if, you know, and I'm sure, I could almost imagine that they would maliciously prosecute people. And these are the games that they play because the government absolutely hates gun owners. Especially in Texas. When I was on the way over here, I saw one of the police departments has like a tactical SWAT vehicle. But I didn't have time to go follow that mission because I needed to get this done for fellow activists. Okay, so here's their sign. See, I don't think they, okay, let's see, secured. They say a pocket knife. They can't legally ban pocket knives anymore. The government breaks the law routinely. No one I know, of course, you know, what I do is government accountability, but, you know, my experience is every day of my life, I see how the government and government officials break the law. So that's one thing that I'm absolutely sure of, is that government disregards its own laws as a matter of business. Mega Triumph says, yes, the elites love an unarmed victim. Absolutely. They want to disarm the whole society. Then the people in power, whether that's elected officials or developers or, let's see. Interesting. Anita Phillips says, Justin, glad you're out here doing work. Be safe. I'll do my best. you know, city officials, whether they're appointed or just hired. A lot of them are just, you know, hired people. Some of them are approved by your city councils. Mr. ISRS says, oh, missed it. Go in and see if they have any signs. Well, they have the signs outside, so I don't need to go in. See another engineering truck. Man, that engineering department has some fancy vehicles. Another one over there is engineering, past that picnic table. And we're gonna have the same setup over here. 78 viewers, well, I appreciate it. A few thumbs up, thank you for those thumbs up. And again, if you're not part of the channel Justin Pulliam IRL Live, feel free to go subscribe. At this point, even a troll subscription counts. Get me to that threshold so I don't have to use special apps to go live. And y'all know, if y'all were watching the one, I think it was last week, there were certainly some trolls in there, but we tolerated them. Kevin Rodriguez says, thank you for your work, Justin. Well, thank you, Kevin, for watching. Cameras everywhere. Says, hey, Sounds Minds. Yeah, there's a camera right up there in the corner. Can y'all see that at the back corner of that window? Man, they don't really have, man, there's a lot of engineering vehicles here. Gotta have county governments telling everyone what to do, I guess. There's one for the tax office. Again, another department that cannot ban guns. And there's actually an attorney general court in here. And even, you know, they at least in this own building, and they still don't even, you know, get these signs taken down. And here's the deal, is that anyone, and what's going to happen is that it's an unreasonable expectation to expect the government to hold government accountable. Everyone whines, well, what about the state law enforcement agency? What about the attorney general? What about this? What about, the government's not going to hold itself accountable. That is not a reasonable expectation. Not going to happen. So yes, there is a provision in law where the attorney general can get these signs taken down and can even sue them if needed, and they can do that, and the government could hold the government accountable, but they don't. They have 2 cases going, and they use that as cover to ignore the rest. And the result is that still, even though this law has been around for years, still Texans are disarmed every day. Every day. They're disarmed by the government. They're disarmed by the police. Texas police disarm, I don't care what police agency it is, all of them, they disarm people every single day. Every single day. Joel says, we the people, right, the government is us. So what we have to do, what we're going to have to do is start suing these governmental bodies ourselves for these violations of disarming the public. And not just civilly, we can also file our own criminal complaints when they break the law. So that's what we're going to be moving towards in Texas. If anyone wants to help, knows of a place that's particularly abusive, feel free to email me, justinpulliam@gmail.com. All right, I'm watching the chat now that I'm just walking around to the other side of this building. Sound Man, it's a great video you made. I didn't see it. Can someone email me the link to the great video that Renee made? Leon Valley efforts, Granite State Transparency asks. So, Leon Valley's playing their same old abusive games. They went after, there was one city council guy. he was halfway decent, he would say, hey, you know, we have to follow open meetings laws and things like that, and tried to see what they were doing at the city and make sure everything, you know, was kind of at least halfway following the law. And so now they came out with a lot of allegations against him, and so the lawsuits are still ongoing. We're still, you know, but I mean, they're in the government club, and they think they can do whatever they want. So yeah, when you see how things are going domestically, you have to wonder why that mom has to cry over losing her son. What was that even for? But yeah, so Leon Valley, you know, they're very abusive. And so, you know, they're so bold. They're up at the state capitol in Austin lobbying for red light cameras, this and that and the other. And Joe Slagio just is still out of control. They're not slowed down one little bit. They are completely unaccountable. But don't worry, we follow up what the Leon Valley Police Department and what the city's up to. And just because we may not be producing videos every day doesn't mean that we're not paying attention. We definitely are. All right, let's see. Scott Miller says, what? We got some trolls in or something. Let's see. James, family of Parker. STF up Friday. Yeah, definitely, guys. If you're stopped by the police, am I being detained or am I free to go? And they say you're being detained. Well, what crime have I committed? And then they ask you questions, and you say, I'm not discussing my day. And they continue asking questions, and you know, I am going to invoke my right to remain silent, and I want my attorney. And then what do? You shut the fuck up. That's what you do. If the government or police are talking to you, just STF you. Maintenance parking. Reserve parking. Violators will be towed. Let's go see this building. The Snow Building, Brazoria County Appraisal District. Proud of you, Freedom. Keep up the good work, Justin Gigum. Yeah, let me see if I can turn the camera around. Not get hit crossing the street either. So got my A&M hat on, my A&M shirt on today. Now it says, if you don't have an appointment, please check in on the first floor. Yeah, they just love, they have to know everyone they have in. So it looks like they have a meeting on the 25th of April. And one on the 26th. The one on the 16th, they want to discuss elevator repairs and computer services. I guess more big government. You got to pay for the big government, just for the big government that decides how much money they're going to collect for the big government. It's wonderful. And then the following day on April 25th, they're going to have, I guess, some hearings where people are protesting their appraisal. So that's what these governments do. They kind of know how much revenue they want to get. And so they play a lot of games, or maybe they can't get the tax rate increased. What they do, they just, go and raise everyone's appraisals, right? They don't have to increase the tax rate to get more money to spend on their government BS. Yeah, whatever the Renee video is, please email that to me so I can see it. County mailroom only, 1 hour parking. And so, no surprise, the sign's gonna be up on this one too. And this is for your safety. This is what government does. They preface it. They go, for your safety. For your safety, we're going to disarm you. That's not for your safety. That's definitely not for your safety. All persons and property entering the courthouse are searched for weapons and other prohibitive items. Weapons found will be seized and subject the possessor to arrest. Please take notice that the following items and similar items are considered prohibited. Any weapon defined under Chapter 4605A Penal Code, including but not limited to the following: firearms of any and all types, knives, clubs, and knuckles, chemical weapons, mace or pepper spray, and any explosive devices, hoax bomb, including other items that are not defined as weapons but could be utilized as weapons at the discretion of the officer on duty. Please leave any and all items in your vehicle. So, basically there's something called preemption. The county, a local government, can't do anything more strict than the local government. Than the state code, state penal code, the state local government codes. And so here they already say, well, knives, that's not what the law says. 46 says that it's called a location restricted knife. It's a knife over 5.5 inches that you can't have in here, or 5.5 and over. Yet they're like, oh, if you have a pocket knife, you can't have it. So immediately they're breaking the law. Not even in their actions and their policy, they're breaking the law. And then they go on to say even at the officer's discretion. So at the state actor's discretion, he'll violate your rights. They don't have that authority. They just don't. But in these bootlicker places, they think that they can do whatever they want when they do not have the authority to do that. They have to follow state law. But again, no one breaks state law more than government officials and governmental bodies. So, they just don't even have any problems with putting illegal stuff out in front of their thing. And so these are the signs that the complaint was sent about. And of course, they don't take them down. Man, someone smokes out here. It stinks. Oh, here's another one. But they only have the 30-06 right there. Oh, look, we got a cam back. Got a cam back. Oh, all right, got your cam back. See, they don't even have, oh, there's the Brazoria County Courthouse over there. Here it has just walked in as a form of protest. Yeah, actually the protest we're gonna be doing today is called Complaints to the Attorney General. So that's the mission today, is to report them to the state for their bad behavior. But this sign I just read, it's complete BS. It's not, that's just, they can't do that. They don't have the authority to do that. Plus, if you read all the stuff on the court security stuff in Texas, there's been some recent laws on that. And the court security committee is like, if you, it's not even supposed to be a deal. Say you forget you have your gun in your purse, or, you know, your knife in your pocket or whatever. As long as you're not like trying to go past security, if they just find it in screening, that's not even supposed to be a big deal. They even say you should not even make a report about that as a court security incident, unless like there's some sort of like, you know, dispute or other type of activity that is not like, oh, hey, you have this, you're not supposed to have this, go put it up, right? But then you get these counties here that just hate armed citizens. And, well, what do? They, see, they're painting something right here. You know, they'll say, you're going to be arrested just immediately. That's the sort of BS that they do. Anyways, what's up in chat? I'll follow the chat now. Hold on. Tex Mom 55 says, have you ever seen where the police department impound your car and Bluetooth to it while it was impounded? Had to be illegal, correct? That's interesting. Yeah, don't you dare use a hearing protection device. Let's make that illegal. I assume y'all are talking about firearm suppressors and stuff like that, so you don't lose your hearing. I think it's tragic that they subject everyone to that, especially kids. You know, so that's another thing they say, you know, if you really don't want to risk your hearing, then you should just not even learn to be proficient with firearms. Let's see, I wonder if this is a little sheriff's outfit depot. I see a sheriff's painted up pickup truck over there. Oh, some of the engineering people are leaving. Dark says he can't hear me because he's been at the range this morning. You know, it's just horrible. You should be able to be proficient without losing your hearing. And there's just no legitimate safety like, you know, as far as public safety reason to do the policies that they do. Let's see what this is. Community Bandstand, June 5th. 1976, Angleton's Bicentennial Project, made possible through, wonderful spelling there, through community participation and donations. Oh shoot, I think I may have just hit in someone on accident. If so, email me, justinpulliam@gmail.com, and let me know your username so I can fix that. I see you lie bleeding your life away. You pull the earplug out and say, sorry, officer. What was that you said? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So this is some sheriff, I guess, emergency management thing, and they have a fire marshal trailer over there. Simon Naja says, where's Brazoria? So Brazoria, there's a town called Brazoria, which is in Brazoria County. And, you know, a lot of the beginning stuff at the Texas Revolution did happen in this area, guys. Brazoria County is south of Harris County. And Angleton, which is where I am, is the county seat. So I'm just kind of roaming to see if I can find any other violations of government offices. I can't tell if this is what this is. Whatever it was founded a long time ago. So yeah, I have a lot of videos that I'm working on producing, several out of Houston. I've just been busy. Always Film says my son lives in Tyler, Texas. Well, we need people filming the police up in Tyler. There's not enough people doing it. I think in Smith County you'll probably be okay. If you're going to go further south to some of those other areas, be careful. Definitely have buddies check in and out with people because it could be rough. Who all here is from Texas? Anyone else in Texas watching? Any Texas people lurking? As this is their Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber, Angleton, Brazoria County. Katy, all right, awesome. Who was from Katy? Let's see, there's a little bit of a delay today. Okay. So Kevin is here. Chad Wood is in Texas. Galactic is in San Antonio. We'll definitely hook up with Sheepdog and all them. Weird Don too is in Katy. Awesome, like to meet you in Katy. Eshelman Drywall is in Texas. JFO News, Texas. David Perry, born on base in Fort Hood. Well, you know, that makes you Texan at least. Joel says DFW and native born. Cameras everywhere. It says now watching from Seattle. Collin County. Good. We need people in Collin County. Text Mom, Tomball, Texas. Excellent. New Essex County. That's good. We need more people filming the police down there. Yo's DA is an interesting guy, and it seems like I need to see how he's changed things, but he's not the normal DA you have. Ghost Rider says at least 7 here. Kevin's from Corpus. Hammerhead's from Tennessee. Now I'm way behind. Cincinnati. How are things in Cincinnati? Gonna do a video about the heckler's veto at some point. Oh, I have more videos from when I was with News Now Patrick. One of those is gonna be a really good one. I mean, it was crazy. Jason Gaudette says watching from Canada. Awesome. I'm really not sure where exactly the Angleton City Hall is. If anyone wants to look it up and kind of tell me where that is in relationship to the courthouse and how many blocks away, I might walk there. Otherwise, I'm gonna be heading in soon. Well, that's good that Cincinnati's kind of, you know, keeping their guns holstered a little bit more. My police department did a felony stop on a car full of people last night, and you know, of course they just had to arrest them all. They couldn't handle it, even all the passengers, and the 1 or 2 didn't have warrants, and they go, well, we're going to get them for PI, because after they pull you out of the car, they say the felony stop, you have to get out, you know, whatever, and then they detain you, but then they say that you're in PI for being in public while you're detained by the police. It's really freaking cute, all the games they play. Scott Brown, attorney, the Brown Building. Oh man, isn't he fancy with his Brown Building? Okay, let me check back the chat. Did anyone find out where the Angleton City Hall is? Okay, where is 121 South Velasco Street compared to where the courthouse is? That sounds like it might be a little far away. Like further to the south, probably. So Dark Side Watcher Media says he talked to an officer about cop watch, and he said that everyone should cop watch, and if police doesn't like that, he should turn his badge in. I mean, that's really what we're getting at. We're getting it to where people understand that they are going to be recorded, and if they don't like that, they need to stop being a public figure, basically. Okay, so here's one of their fire stations. But I guess not the one where they were getting calls earlier, since that would have sounded like it was right on top of me. See, what is that? An old engine, I guess? So they had an older engine. They had a lot of stuff in there. Probably a rescue one, a booster, or a squad vehicle. Looks like a booster there. And then one of their engines. I guess that's their newer engine here. I guess this is their squad vehicle. Or not squad, but incident commander, command 2. I just have a battalion chief out of the station or something. Howdy, how y'all doing? I was just saying hi, but y'all don't have to say hi back. It's okay. Oh, I've just been taking pictures of some of the so in Texas, well, I don't think y'all have them. I don't know. Do y'all even have a front entry, or is it all just like dorms and stuff here? Is this an office building or just like dormitories?
Both.
So where's the office? Is it like right there? Okay, I'll check there. So in Texas, you can't have no gun signs unless you're basically a courthouse, but like a courtroom. And so I've been taking pictures of all of these Brazoria County illegal gun signs because one of my friends submitted a letter last week, and the county, of course, just ignored them. And so now he needs to complain to the Attorney General, but I needed to go make sure they were still all up. So I'm just investigating suspicious activity.
We're not suspicious.
No, I don't think so. Y'all are the guys that bail everyone out when they're in trouble. Y'all have a good evening. Yeah, so they have offices there, but I don't think Angleton has any. Yeah, I need to go check their courthouse. I mean, I'm sorry, their municipal court area, just to see how hard they try to stretch that. That's kind of cool. Oh, they really didn't want to talk to me at all, but, you know, after I gave them a hard time for not saying hi, they came out and, you know. So we have another little memorial here for the all the firefighters of Angleton. Yeah, so they do have some sort of offices here. And they have several older, I guess, parked, utility vehicles, so that's just where they run around and do errands. Oh. Did I go to the, okay, that building that it said founded is actually a county building, but I walked between the sign and the building. Founded in 1873. I guess that's when the county was founded. Like I was saying, it's one of the, Richard, any luck with the Metro Police Department? I haven't had a chance to submit that other open records request. That other one, that first one I did for you, took a while. And I'll be honest with you, at this point I'm so busy till probably about June. Unless it's a felony, someone was killed, or I might consider a Class A misdemeanor. I just, you know, I can't, I'm too busy, guys. I'm sorry. I can advise if it's quick if you want to call in when I'm doing a live stream or something sometime, but I got they're playing so many games on the open records request, and so this one, and again, they don't have the signs there, which is good. It's Brazoria County Office of Emergency Management and their Emergency Operations Center, and a lot of times, like and documents and on the radio, the acronym for Emergency Operations Center is going to be EOC. So if you hear EOC, they're probably referring to their Emergency Operations Center. Hey, 50 thumbs up. That's really kind of you. So I don't know where the, I guess they're charcoal and dinner or something. That's what it smells like. I think that's where it's coming from, is the firefighters are charcoal and some burgers or something for a dinner. You got a little radio tower there. Gotta go. Stay safe, Justin. All right, Simon, thanks for watching. Yeah, so it seems pretty clearly, and I got here, what, about 5, maybe a few minutes after. I mean, there are a few people trickling out, but the government employees are pretty much gone. You didn't see not too many of them. They say, oh, we worked so hard and all this, and about the only government employees to be found are the firefighters who, you know, actually take calls when people need help instead of take calls to arrest someone or whatever else. So I guess they call this little area Veterans Park. I guess the tattered, this is kind of pathetic. The tattered POW flag makes it a Veterans Park, I guess. Someone mail Angleton a new POW flag, please. Firefighters come to save you money and save your life. The police, well, not so much. Yeah, very rarely. All right, well, I guess y'all figured out that we were kind of done here. But yeah, there is an audit video from this area. I think it may have been NNP, but I'm not 100% sure. Go check it out. I should have found the link before I started. It's like I was saying, the first deputy or two were kind of giving them some heck. Oh, there's a, I don't know if that's SO or what down there on the street. This could be interesting, or maybe they're just hanging out. There's an SO right there. But yeah, the first deputy or two kind of gave I think it was Patrick. It could have been someone else. It may have been News Now Fort Bend or David Warden, and then Houston, I don't know. But it was like right around here, and they came out and were giving them all sorts of heck. Or maybe it was over there by the War Memorial. I don't know. But I think a supervisor came, or maybe the Angleton police came. I think maybe it was the court deputies, the court security deputies, and then Angleton PD came, and maybe it was Angleton that kind of let it go. I can't remember. That was a while ago. Check it out. As I remember, it was worth a watch. And y'all just kind of seen the area if you've been watching, so you'll have a really good idea of where exactly he was. And, you know, normal courthouse stuff, you have a attorney, then you have your bail bonds. Oh, 2 attorneys in your bail bonds. Little rose garden here. Kind of pretty. Looks like that sheriff deputy's kind of inching up. You know, we should film a few minutes longer just to see what happens. Who is CJ? Is that CJ Grisham in here or someone else? If so, CJ would like this. I don't see CJ. I don't know who CJ is. Who is CJ? I don't see CJ in here. Is he? Oh, yeah, there's CJ Grisham. Okay, yeah, he is in here. So let me tell you what I'm doing, CJ. You'll like this. So Byron with Campaign for Liberty was out here, I guess, last week. I'm in Angleton, Texas, at the county courthouse, and a deputy has shown up. He's kind of keeping his distance, but I'm pretty sure he's out here because of me. Because I think he inched up a little bit when I moved on. But anyways, Byron was, he was out here. I don't know if he was, I think, doing business. And in fact, the main one he went to was over here, CJ. If you can see that one in the bottom left, that's like a annex building. And it has a lot of county offices, like there's a lot of engineering vehicles. But there's actually an attorney general court inside that county building. And both of these are posted 30-06, 30-7, even like, you know, no pocket knives, all this stuff, you know, no, you know, stuff that they can't even do. And then they say even beyond that, at an officer's discretion, he'll disarm anything else. You know, it's like, no, you can't do that. You don't have the authority, but they do. So Byron did the complaints to the county judge last week. And of course, the a-holes didn't even respond back to him. They just blew it off. And so I'm out here documenting, taking pictures of all the signs. But CJ, the interesting thing over here, which I think is real interesting politically, is that the Attorney General has space, leased space in there. I assume they lease it. Maybe they just gave it to him. But the Attorney General is in this building over here that I'm filming. And even though they're in this building, you know, they're not, the thing is, they don't care. The state said, hey, Mr. Attorney General, you have to enforce this stuff. And I've tried to explain this to the guys, like, you have a statutory duty to do this, and they're just not. So, yeah. That's what I'm up to, CJ. More sign complaints. And if someone else wants to do them so I don't have to, I'll certainly go and take pictures, because it gets to be a pain doing all those and paying for the postage and following up and keeping track of it and all that. So that's the pro-gun mission today. And again, guys, Angleton, this is one of the areas, one of the cities served by Bonehead. Bonnen. Dennis Bonnen is the state representative from out here, the guy who told me that my vote doesn't count, from, you know, people like me referring to pro-gun conservative people who hold government officials accountable. And then he said, like, you know, you better, you know, if you better stop doing all this, or if you do anything, if you say anything about me or do whatever again. I wrote down a huge report. I need to refresh myself. I can read you all the details sometimes. But, and you know, it was clearly a threat. And I go, you know, Mr. Bond, and I take that to be a threat, and he, you know, has affirmatively said it was a threat, although I couldn't get more, I was unable to elicit more information about what the threat actually was. And so, yeah, that's the guy who's now the most powerful man in the Texas legislature. That's what he does to the constituents. He's just a nasty guy. So, and yeah, I mean, it got me shaking. I was scared because he already had the week or two before, all the law enforcement guys, the old sheriff and other guys like that, were writing letters to the paper trashing me and lying about me. So, you know, when I knew he was issuing a threat, I knew that he had the means to issue a threat. He had the means to issue a threat. And that's another video, by the way, I'm going to do, is about Bonnen's proven track record on the gun stuff. Because even before he was speaker, and you know, for quite some time, I knew that he was, you know, when he had the choice, hey, I have control over something, am I going to ban guns or am I going to allow guns? He made the choice to ban guns. And that's his choice when he has that on his own, is that he bans guns. And, you know, people like us, we're just, we don't matter, we don't count, we're crazy, or all this. And he hates conservatives. I mean, the Republicans like the Democrats more than they like the conservatives. And that's who is in charge of the Texas legislature. And what we need to do about that is to let all the voters know what's really happening. Okay, so let's get off of that. But the thing is that this battle for Texas is going to be fought in the streets, and what I mean by that is that it's not fought with violence. It's fought in the minds and the hearts, and getting people out to vote after you explain to them and show them the abuses. And YouTube is a great way to do that, but you have to start organizing these people. And what is organizing? How do you have a political movement? Well, guys, it's easy. You just be their friend. Whether it's someone who commented on a news story and shared your perspective on Facebook, or someone you heard at the store and you talk to and they feel the same way. The biggest thing is you just identify the people who already feel the same way as you, and you start meeting them. And that's the great thing about YouTube. Every day people are emailing me excited about what we're doing. And, you know, I look forward to being friends with all of y'all too. And that's how we form a big movement. That's how we win. It's just being friends with people and finding the people who already agree with you and getting together and doing stuff, and then finding more people who agree with you. And then after that, going to, wow, this is some sneaky stuff. After that is going to, you know, getting people out to vote, being at every political meeting. All right, let's learn about Robert J. Calder. This is a historical marker from 2007. Robert James Calder was born in 1810 to James H. and Jane E. Caldwell. Calder in Baltimore, Maryland. His father died when he was a child, and Robert and his mother moved to Kentucky, where he was raised in part by his mother's family. They moved to Texas in 1832, arriving in Brazoria after the Battle of Velasco that June. Calder immediately joined the Texas forces and the cause of Texas independence, and was among colonists who took up arms against Mexico in October 1835. And if y'all, I think I did a live stream there. Yeah, I did a live stream over there when I think I did, or maybe that was recorded. I can't even remember. But there is the video about the events in October 1835, certainly, and the Texas Revolution. I've been going around filming a lot of these sites. So he is with General Stephen F. Austin's forces during the Battle of Conception in San Antonio, and accompanied Captain James Walker Fannin on a recruiting mission. In 36, he joined the army at Gonzales and became a captain of K Company, 1st Regiment of Texas Volunteers, at the Battle of San Jacinto on April 21st. After their defeat of Santa Anna and his troops, Sam Houston dispatched Calder and 3 other men to take news of the victory to the interim government officials on Galveston Island. Oh, hello. Calder was appointed Marshal of Texas. He received a section of land for his military service. In Brazoria, he wed Mary Walker Douglas. He became mayor and later county sheriff, chief justice, and probate judge. Then they moved to Fort Bend County. Was the mayor of Richmond, justice and judge in that county, and then became and had a law practice. In 1881, he had a Galveston monument memorializing the 9 Texans killed at the Battle of San Jacinto. So there you go. Robert J. Calder, one of the guys who, you know, made Texas what it is today. And then we have all these people who are maybe not following that fight as much. I don't know if y'all can see through the trees there. It's not focusing on it, but right there in the middle, where's my finger? Right above my finger is where that deputy's sitting there in the parking lot. Thumbs up, people. 61 people watching and 61 thumbs up. That's awesome. I took a screenshot, but that might kill it. Anyways, I've just been so busy with other stuff that I haven't been able to turn out the YouTube videos that I need to get done. And so I thought, hey, I'm going to go do this project. I'll touch base with everyone just to, you know, let y'all know what's up and that I'm still here. But really, if y'all could get people to subscribe, you know, your friends, just whoever, that Justin Pulliam IRL live channel. My intention is to really just show more about that day-to-day grind of activism, you know, the different things that you can do. Maybe talk on some philosophical issues from time to time, current events in politics. That's what I have in mind, at least. If YouTube will let me go live, that always kind of puts the kink in it when you can't go live. Ghost Rider says, you must have voted twice. Uh-oh, does that mean that you voted for some dead people? You must be a Democrat then. No, I'm just kidding. Democrats, Republicans, Independents, Libertarians, even people in the Green Party, everyone's welcome on this channel. What we're doing is nonpartisan. It's about government accountability, whether you're for a lot of government officials or a few government officials, and I'll tell you I'm for only a few government officials. But nevertheless, I think accountability and transparency is stuff that everyone should be for. So this should be a nonpartisan deal. Everyone's welcome. And, you know, I would hope, even if you don't like the laws, you agree that government should follow its own laws to the extent that they're legal. If the law is illegal, i.e. unconstitutional, or just grossly immoral, like, say, abortion, then they should certainly disregard those laws. I mean, obviously. So I guess this is probably the old first entrance of the courthouse, and because of their security paranoia, you don't walk up these beautiful steps. In fact, I don't even think they've hosed these down for a while. I wanted to get some close-up videos of the stuff they have engraved in here. Fill the seats of justice with good men. So yeah, totally, you know, if y'all get jury duty, you better go. Respond to that jury summons. No excuse. No excuse. So up there they have kind of, I guess, a train thing. They have supplier, oil, farming, fish, and cattle. Little cowboy by the cactus, and just kind of interesting. Justice is truth in action. I don't know if I like that quote, but okay. And the weather held out good for us while I was doing this. There was definitely some sprinkles earlier, but held out good for this. Let's see. I got one chat about okay, there we go. Merlin for real says, I like the give all money and power to the state level idea. Don't need big old California and New York telling people in real America what to do. Ghost Rider says, jury nullification. So if you're a juror, you know, they try to tell you, the DAs try to get involved, and they give you all these instructions, and the courts try to tell you what you can and can't do. If you're a juror, you have freedom of conscience. Freedom of conscience in America. They can't make you vote and do something that is against your beliefs. And despite what the laws are, if something is wrong or something is right, at the end of the day, the jury gets to decide that. The jury gets to decide that. And, you know, we talk about, well, why do we have to do these filming the government on the street? And, oh, you're live streaming, you're filming the police, how dare you? Or open records request, blah, blah, blah. Well, it's because the grand jury has been destroyed. It used to be that the grand jury did those functions. And you say, oh, well, grand jury proceedings are secret. You don't get to know what the grand jury's doing. Well, why is that? Now they do that. They make it secret because the government uses that to hide what the grand jury is doing. They say, oh, well, that's grand jury. You don't get to know about that. Grand jury, you know, grand jury sessions are secret. But that's not for the lack of public accountability. The grand jury is supposed to be secret so the grand jury can get together at someone's home and indict and investigate government officials. And so that it's secret to the public is just a side effect from it needing to be secret from the government. Not, hey, the grand jury's secret from the public because the public doesn't need to know. No, we need to keep the proceedings secret from the government officials so the grand jury can indict government officials who are misbehaving. That's why the grand jury is secret. And because of that, you know, obviously we don't have a technological way to say, hey, it needs to be public to the public, but secret from the government. That's just really not technologically feasible. So that's why the grand jury is secret, is because they're supposed to be investigating the government. And that's what they would do, and they would investigate things, but we don't have that anymore. So now we have to do things like being out and filming and doing our own investigations, and you know, things like public information requests. So the grand jury is supposed to be a governmental accountability arm, and 100 years ago it was, but since then it's really radically transformed to the point where now they would indict a ham sandwich, and they're largely led and indoctrinated by grand jurors in the state, and things like, when I don't know if y'all saw my DPS attack helicopter video, and if you haven't, you know, I definitely encourage you checking out that video. It's just outrageous. But when I was doing that, some of the information I got about the Houston helicopter program was from a grand juror, and see, this guy had just been selected to the grand jury, and within like a month they were taking this guy up in the Houston police helicopter, you know, on a day of fun in the Houston police helicopter. Stuff like that should be jury tampering. It should be illegal. But they make sure that they get all the juries as state actors. Essentially, the grand jury is no longer your peers. It's no longer the people. It's really just state actors. They have turned the jury into a group of state actors led by the district attorney and others in government to rubber stamp and, you know, like I said, indict a ham sandwich. So let's read a few comments and I'm going to hit the road. Kurtz M says, one of my favorite people to listen to. You actually know your stuff. Keep it up, man. Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. Yesterday says, yeah, when they investigate themselves, we already know who that turns out. Right, you know, you have Art Alcevedo saying, just because we're investigating ourselves doesn't mean we're going to find anything wrong. And, you know, of course. Mr. R.S. says, Justin is on point with this. Prosecutorial discretion is one of the biggest tools in corruption in play today. You just hear it, like, it's not even on the prosecution, it's on the, you know, on the apprehension side too. The police definitely go after people in a discriminatory fashion, and a lot of it has to do with contempt of cop, which is, by the way, I'd say one of the biggest crimes, and, you know, you better not do contempt of cop. Yeah, LOL, little Art says, Baba Booey. Renee says, thank you for all you do. Yeah, will you email me your video they're talking about, justinpulliam@gmail.com? I want to watch that. So anyways, thank you for having my back, everyone. Y'all have a great night, and maybe we'll see some more live action, but especially if y'all go subscribe to Justin Pulliam IRL Live. Justin Pulliam IRL Live, and there should be a link in the description.